please do not engage in tax evasions. Do things of that nature so that you're within the law, you're honest, you're on board behalf, and you've been a great citizen. So it's a win-win.
This is Arume. How are you?
Hi everyone, this is Arume. So thank you for stopping by again today. So today I would like to speak to you about something that's been in the news recently, tax evasion. So I'm going to explain the difference between tax evasion and tax avoidance. You know, it's really important. I am going to share my screen so you can see what I am talking about. There are two things that you need to know. Tax evasion is bad, tax avoidance is good. Can be good, okay? So when you talk about the tax effects of the two things, tax evasion, like I said, is basically illegal. Whereas tax avoidance, some folks might say it's immoral because you're avoiding paying your taxes, but you're doing it legally. So that's basically the thing. You're using the laws on the books. When you're talking about tax evasion, you're really trying to conceal income. You're trying to avoid paying income. That's one of the ways that the government really gets a hold on criminals and mobsters and folks like that. When it's difficult for them to catch them on something bad that they do that's illegal, they usually catch these guys on tax evasions because they don't want to pay taxes. They're doing things under the books and collecting cash and things of that nature. So tax evasion is when you're really concealing income. You're using dubious means to not pay taxes, okay? However, tax avoidance, on the other hand, that is when you're doing tax planning, you're hedging. You're using the legitimate things, tax law, you're using the legitimate tricks that's on the books to help minimize your tax liability. You're hedging, you're taking advantage of tax law. So it's the difference between taking a whole bunch of tax deduction upfront, maximizing your tax deduction so that you reduce your tax liability, and at the end of the day, as a business, you're paying the smallest amount, the least amount of tax law allows you to pay. So like I said, tax evasion is fraudulent. You don't want to get involved with that. That's really bad. But tax avoidance, you're within the law. You know, you buy a computer or a new vehicle or a business machine. Can you take 100% of depreciation in year one so that you can reduce your tax bill? Yes, you know, that's tax planning. You want to see what you can do for a number of years so that you can minimize your tax liability. Again, you are avoiding taxes with tax evasion, but you are ultimately you're minimizing your tax when you do tax avoidance. And the other thing that you can do is with tax planning for tax avoidance, you know, instead of saying I'm making $200 at my salon, so I declare it, or I'm making $100 a week in my salon, or I have a hairdressing business on the side, so I'm making $100 and I don't have to declare it. Benefit from the situation because you'll be able to take on the additional, all the business related expenses that goes into you generating that income, so that at the end of the day, you will legally not owe anything on that $100 or $200, $300 or whatever that you made, because you will have enough expenses to legally reduce your tax liability to zero. That's the difference between tax evasion and tax avoidance. So you want to be on the tax avoidance bucket, be legally taking strategies to avoid any tax liability. And the last thing I want to say is that get involved with tax evasion, that's prison time. We're about big time, about penalties and prison, okay? We don't want to do that. You know, you want to just defer your tax liability, reduce your tax liability, do things of that nature so that you're within the law, you're honest, you're on board, paying your fair share of the tax system on our behalf, and you've been a great citizen. So it's a win-win if you engage in tax avoidance legally to minimize your tax liability, but please do not engage in tax evasion. So that's all I have for you today. Reach out to me, reach out to your local CPA, try and do things the proper way, and believe me, your business is going to grow. If you like this, by the way, please follow me, forward this video and share it with your contacts and your friends. Okay, thanks guys, I'll see you next time.